Robyn's 4 acres and then Janelle's 4 acres. And then Meri would have a lot and I would have a lot. And then Meri and I share a lot.
Because I think it would be fair for all 4 of us to know really like what the lots are worth.
I know at times it comes across like I'm a member of Meri's Defense League, but here's what I have to say. Do I think it was wrong of her to bring up what Janelle said? Well, in the way that it was edited, yes. But do I think she just did it out of the blue? No. I think it was prompted by the producers. They would have wanted it for the drama, and maybe they were not happy with how she sort of presented it. Because even when she was revealing that Janelle said, you know, you need to look out for yourself, you could tell she was uncomfortable because it was like someone was forcing her to say it. And also, kudos to her for standing by what Janelle told her to do, in the sense that Janelle told her, you need to look after yourself. And so she brought up that we need a surveyor to survey this land and make sure that we're all getting an equal share. Because if you want me to pay a quarter, then give me a quarter in value back. At the end of the day, Robyn and Kody still stand to gain 50% of the profits from the property because they own the monopoly, and Janelle has seen that they own the monopoly, and I think this is why she's getting a lawyer. And also, I'm so happy for Savannah that she got to be celebrated by her parents and her siblings. Kody and his feelings about it, well, it is what it is. You brought it onto yourself. You have to deal with it. Anyway, hey there. Thanks for stopping by. It's your girl, Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Click the like button. Turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos. And definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Sister Wives, Season 19, Episode 12. I've never seen a person more in denial than Kody. Kody Brown is in denial because we opened this episode with him still crying about Meri, and at one point I thought he was faking, but I actually saw tears, so he actually had some emotion as compared to his wife, who always pretends to cry. So he's crying, and you know, Meri is taken aback. You can see Jenny wants to laugh because she doesn't understand. Why are you crying? You've treated my friend badly for years, not for 1 year, for years on end. So it doesn't make sense. Meri's brother-in-law is shocked. He doesn't understand. Meri is now confused because she is at this stage of acceptance. She's been grieving the loss of her marriage for years. I remember saying this a while ago that, in my opinion, if anything, Meri was going to be the first wife to leave Kody. But Meri couldn't leave after the catfishing incident, in the sense that Leon gave Meri a hard time at that point, I remember. And so Meri, because of that experience and how the rest of the family were upset with her for wanting to sort of start this relationship, or for starting this relationship with somebody who catfished her, Meri decided to sit and wait. And I think after all that, she said to herself, if anything happens, I'm going to let him walk out the door, or I'm going to let him push me out the door before I leave. And I think this is why she stayed for years and years and years, because all these people used to guilt Meri. Oh, are you running? Are you leaving us? Oh, Meri, are you leaving? Even when they moved to Flagstaff, they kept asking her, are you leaving us? Are you leaving us? And yet when Christine packed her bags and left, everybody was cheering. Amazing, amazing, she's had enough. But when Meri tried to leave with the catfishing incident, people gave her hell, and this is why she stayed for years and years and years, until Kody finally told her, it's time for you to go. And then she packed and she left, because at that point, no one could blame her for trying to leave the family. And so for him to then start crying, he's manipulating her one more time before he walks out the door. Because why are you crying? You told me you never loved me. You told me, you know, we never got along, and it was a struggle to get married to me, to stay married to me. Why are you crying? Make it make sense. It's not what the math ain't mathing. Because if you didn't love me, and if I was such a burden on you, why are you crying? You should be celebrating. You should be popping champagne. You should be, you know, speeding down the motorway back to your wife. I don't get it. And so he says in the car, oh, you know, my friend, he asked me, are you sure this is the end? Yes, he knows it's the end. He knows it's the end, because Meri's friends are never going to let her go back to be treated the way she's been treated by Kody and the rest of the family for years on end. They've all abandoned her. They've all neglected her. Now she's packed her bags and gone. Everybody now wants Meri's opinion on something. No, I'm not buying it. And so you have Meri sort of speaking to Jen, and she's saying, I don't understand his emotion. Now I'm questioning. And Jen said, no. We are not going to go back there. You have moved on. Let's continue moving. We're not looking back. We're on our road to wherever it's taking us, and that's where we're going. And those are the friends that Meri needs. Those are the friends that Meri needs. Friends that will meet her where she is and continue down the road to wherever they want to go. It's different from Christine and Janelle's support system in the sense that Janelle is still at point B. Christina has moved 20 steps ahead and she expects Janelle to run and catch up with her. So this is what I love in a friendship, in the sense that Meri's friends know that she's struggling. She's gone through a lot to get to acceptance that her marriage is over, and they're meeting her where she is, and they're continuing down the road and making sure that she doesn't relapse and go back and have to put up with scraps. Whereas Christine with Janelle, I think this is why Janelle is always upset. She always wants Janelle to run up and catch up to her where she is, where you're divorced and you're happy and you have no stress, you have no worries about any man or any children or nothing. So this is why I love Meri's friends. So you have Christine and Janelle hosting a graduation party for Savannah. They've always done this. They've always used to choreograph little dance routines, and the parents would dance and celebrate their children's success. And so it's nice that they chose to do this. Yeah, the family is separated, but it's not through their choice. It's not through their choice. Robyn has always wanted to keep her children separate from everybody else because she says her children were picked on by certain members of the family. So I'm not surprised that they didn't invite them. Kody hasn't had a relationship with Savannah. He barely sees her. And the fact that Savannah and Robyn's child used to go to the same school, and yet Savannah would be coming from this trailer park, and the other child is coming from this big McMansion. So I get why they would want to just separate them, and Savannah wouldn't want anything to do with them, because had the families continued to function as a unit even through COVID, then she would say, yes, I want my daddy there. But because he wasn't there, why should she ask for him to be at her party? He is in his feelings because he wasn't invited, and it's like, buddy, you brought this on yourself. You decided to prioritize one person over the other. Everybody could see it around them. Even Jen said she saw it, that when they were in Vegas, he prioritized Robyn, and everybody has said this. I don't know how Robyn would have felt had tables been turned and had Kody behaved the way he behaved with her, with one of the other wives, because she seems to turn a blind eye and pretend to be naive that this wasn't happening, but everybody around them says it happened. The fact that you have Madison's children calling David Grandpa David, oh my God, that's going to make Kody's blood boil, because he doesn't have a relationship with them, let alone for them to be calling somebody else granddad. That's not him. This is what Isabel was upset about when she was saying, will David replace my dad? He's not replacing anyone. He's just there. He's caring. Even during the filming, he was holding children and stuff. So the children are going to develop a bond with him. They're going to develop a relationship. As a result, they're going to call him granddad instead of their own granddad, because their granddad is absent. So you have Janelle sit down with Madison and Caleb, and they're busy speaking about the property they want to buy. Maddie is saying that you need to make sure that you get your equal share, because if Robyn and Kody are a unit and they're married and they're not going to split McMansion property, then they need to get the least from Coyote Pass. That's just my opinion. There's 14 acres there. I feel like Meri and Janelle should get 5 acres each. Kody and Robbie get 4 plus McMansion. That makes more sense. And so I understand where Maddie is coming from. Yes, Janelle doesn't want the fight. She just wants her 4 acres. But at the end of the day, I have always stuck by this. They put money into McMansion. They need to get money out of McMansion, and they need to get money out of Coyote Pass, because they invested money. Robyn came into the family with debt. She didn't come into the family with money. They deserve to get what they worked for, and she can get the scraps. Oh, we get to see Meri in London. I love this for her. I encourage solo trips. To anyone, because it's a time to discover yourself. It's a time to find out who you are, what you want to do with your life at any stage of your life. You could be 20, you could be 30, you could be 40, 50, 60. It's important to travel. And so I love this for her, because this is her waiting to exhale moment, in my own opinion, in the sense that she can finally breathe without the constraints of thinking, oh, what about the family? What about this? No, she can just be Meri and just do what makes Meri happy. And so I love this for her. I love that she's managed to, she sees the relevance of her travel. She sees the relevance of her fulfilling something that has been on her bucket list for a very long time. So I am so here for it. And I'm so happy for her that she's discovering what's making her happy. She's discovering a way forward. And I think this is what Christine wants for Janelle, but Janelle is not yet ready. Janelle is not yet at the point that Meri and Christine are at. So Christine, I feel, has gone the furthest in the sense that she's now in a new relationship, but Meri is right behind her. Then Janelle is at the back of that. And so I love that all three wives are moving on with their lives. They look amazing since they've left Kody. So some of the strain of the, polygamous marriage has really sort of been lifted with them sort of not having to consult anyone or worry about anybody else but themselves and their immediate family. Oh, I really loved the cute little dance that they did for Savannah, because they've always choreographed a dance routine, as I said before, but it has always been a mess because they all don't have the same level of capability when it comes to dancing. So it seems Christine had choreographed something, but nobody practiced. So you then had Maddie step up and decide to do something, and it was the usual Brown situation whereby people can't dance and they're just shaking whatever they can. And so Savannah, for me, out of Janelle's children, I think is the one who looks like her the most. And her mannerisms as well are similar to those of her mum. And so it's so cute how relaxed she is, how laid back. She doesn't throw tantrums. She doesn't speak unless she really feels it's necessary to speak. And so she really enjoyed that. So when you see her with Madison and they're celebrating, because they're the only Janelle's daughters. She's only got 2 daughters and the rest are boys. It's so cute. It really is cute. And I really liked it. You had David is just walking around holding the children. Christine is busy cleaning up after everyone. And it was really cute to see. And then you have Kody and Robyn in their confessionals complaining that, as a family, we've always done this together. And it's really sad that we couldn't do this together because we've always had celebrations for the children. And it's like, please keep quiet. Please keep quiet. Where were you when Savannah was living in a trailer with her mum? Where were you when your child was living the bougie life and having her daddy pick her and drop her off while Savannah was having to find alternative ways of getting to school? Suddenly, now that Savannah has finished school, you want to have a party with your children. You feel like, you should be a family. No, you've always isolated yourself and your children. So continue that way. Kody's complaining that the family is divided because certain people have problems with Robyn and they won't accept him bringing Robyn, but if he wants, he can come on his own. And Janelle was like, nah, he's not invited. He doesn't get along with 95% of his children. So the idea, I wonder who the 5% is. Anyway, side note, the idea that he thinks that he can suddenly be welcome at a party doesn't make sense. And it's like, seriously, he's very delusional. For him, if people don't agree with him, then they don't agree with Robyn. And the reason they don't agree with him is because of Robyn. It's not because he is the problem. I don't think Kody ever thinks he's the problem in any situation. I think he always looks for someone else to blame. And so I love the fact that Janelle was very clear to say, no, he's not invited because he is the one people don't want. It doesn't matter who he brings. He is the one who's not wanted because he doesn't have a relationship with anyone. And it would be orcs galore and it would be uncomfortable. I think if people had an option, they would rather have Meri turn up than have Kody. And I think that would really devastate him. Because I don't think he realizes that he is the problem. Every time he's always blaming everybody else by himself. So you have Meri go to Flagstaff to meet up with Robyn and Kody because they're trying to pay off Coyote Pass. And apparently it seems, their mortgage was sort of tied to the property. And I don't know how they worked it out, but if they didn't pay off whatever loan they owed, then the person would have taken the whole Coyote Pass. It's not like they would have taken a fraction of what is owed. So adults have agreed to pay the bill 4 ways. And it's like, if we're paying it 4 ways, let's split it 4 ways. At the end of the day, Kody and Robyn have monopoly on that. And I agree with Janelle in the sense that Janelle is getting her 4 acres. Robyn is getting her 4 acres. Then the 6 acres they're splitting between Meri and Robyn. And so Meri is still being squandered out of her money because at the end of the day, she's only getting 3 acres. Robyn and Kody have his 3 plus her 4. That means that they get 50%. So although she's paid for a quarter, she's not getting a quarter. And this is what Janelle was telling her, that you need to look out for yourself. Do I agree with Meri bringing up Janelle's comment? I think it was producer induced. Because you can see that she doesn't want to say it. You can see that she's giving fractions of what it is. She's a grown woman. If she wanted to say it, she would have just said, Janelle came to my house and told me that you need to look out for yourself because Kody is going to steal your share if you're not careful. But she didn't want to say it. You could tell that the producers, obviously it's been recorded. So either way, Kody and Robyn are going to know about it, whether Meri revealed it or not. So I don't blame Meri for bringing it up. I feel like the producers encouraged her to sort of bring it up, and she tried to do it in a way that didn't sort of create further tension. And so for them to be excited that, yay, we're paying off, a quarter. I've said this before, I'll say this again. If everybody's paying a quarter for McMansion, for Coyote Pass, then everybody needs to get a quarter from McMansion. That's how you can be fair. So if Kody and Robyn are getting 50% of Coyote Pass, Janelle and Meri deserve 50% of McMansion because they paid in just as much as the other two did. And so I don't get how Robyn and Kody could be that sort of vindictive, in the sense that they could easily have given Meri 4 acres, Janelle 4 acres, and kept 6 acres. But no, they don't want to do that because that's too much for Meri. They want to try and continue to take from her as they've done throughout the marriage. I don't know why she doesn't, stand up for herself. She spoke about getting an appraiser, and Kody saying, well, I don't want to get an appraiser. I don't want to continue to put more money. Besides, this home is a source of pain for me. Now he's saying McMansion is a source of pain. Why? Because you can't afford to pay for it, or you're trying to get as much money out of it as possible because that's a gain for you. I feel like Kody and Robyn should have done what Christine did. Kody and Robyn should have given Janelle and Meri 6 acres each and kept 2 acres on Coyote Pass plus McMansion. That would have been fair. That would have been fair all round, because at the end of the day, these two ladies paid for this. They deserve their money. And I will stand on it. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm prepared to go to law school to fight for Meri, because Meri and Janelle deserve 6 acres from Coyote Pass. If they're not getting 6 acres from Coyote Pass, they deserve 50% from McMansion. And end of story. It's not debatable, because we all know Robyn didn't have any money. Robyn barely worked. These two women worked very hard for this family. They deserve what they worked for. And I like that Meri said, at the end of the day, I don't plan on building on Coyote Pass, and I do not have to worry about whatever decisions everybody else is making. I have to look out for myself. And Janelle is saying the same thing. I have to look out for myself. At the end of the day, Kody was very smart in how he split the property. He made sure that his beloved wife had her name on 3 properties. He made sure Janelle, since she was the main breadwinner, had her name on 2 of the properties. And then as an afterthought, thought of Meri and putting her name on the property that he had already given to Janelle and himself. So at the end of the day, I still maintain these women deserve to get what they paid for. They worked very hard for this family for years. We had Robyn come in with debt instead of coming in with money into the family. And so the idea that she would still get to benefit, whereby she gets McMansion and then she gets Coyote Pass, no, that will never fly. And besides, where is she suddenly getting this money that she's saying that, oh, I've got money to pay my quota? It's obvious Kody has taken money from one of the other wives in order to do that. At that I can promise. Otherwise, she doesn't work. She doesn't do anything. She just stays at home and pretends to be the princess. So how is she getting her quota? I don't understand this, and I'm so furious. I know I'm not making any sense because I'm really seething, because I feel like Janelle and Meri are about to lose out on something that they've paid for with their own blood, sweat, and tears, and other people have just come in and been princesses and just benefited. So you have Kody go on a trip with his brothers. He goes to Vegas. Apparently it's a guy's trip. It's something that he does. And he sort of, every year they do a Christmas trip with his brothers and they take time to reflect. One is in a polygamous marriage. The other one is, I don't know whether he's married or whether he's planning on getting married. It wasn't very clear on that. So they go to Vegas and they visit, the cul-de-sac. And Kody's saying, this was the last time we were happy as a family. And it's like, well, you decided to bring that down because at the end of the day, you made a choice for that was ideal for one wife and ignored everybody else and expected everybody else to just come along and get along just for the sake of it. And what you didn't realize was this was the beginning of the end, because everybody was tired of catering to Robyn's needs. Yes, you might not like it, but at the end of the day, everybody moved to Flagstaff because Robyn's child got a place in Flagstaff for school and she didn't want to be away from her child. So the whole family had to uproot to go to Flagstaff. Instead of you sort of saying to her, let us move halfway, you didn't want the idea of Robyn going and leaving you. So instead of you sort of compromising with the other wives, you decided to do what was in Robyn's best interest. And because of that, this is why the rest of your family have left you, because you've always prioritized Robyn over everybody. So you can't pretend to play victim and say, oh, they don't like Robyn. There is a reason why they don't like her. There is a reason why they're not talking to you. So please stop burying your head in the sand and be realistic. And anyway, thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 11. Bye, guys.